You're the one I trust, and I always be around when I need some loving, baby.
Yes, hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing Friday finance, but you guys are getting it on Thursday because there's two checks, one Wednesday and one Friday. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get out the finance manager budget binder and let's get started. Okay, I got our finance planner right here. Everything is ready to go. This was October 6th. I couldn't find hole punchers whenever I made this, but I have found one, so that way in November we will have a hole punch. 10/13. And then we got 10/20, which last week we did skip, so I just wanted to say I apologize about that. But last week I did skip, but I knew what I was already doing. I just didn't list it in here. And then here is this week, 10/27, and we're going to firstly start with this one, because it is the main paycheck. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get rolling here for this week's budget. I do have a small cash stuffing, and I want to give you an update on my cash stuffing. We'll get to all that here when I talk about my personal spending and savings. We got some money to send extra back to me, different things for things that I bought. It's been a crazy week. So anyway, I went to Starbucks this morning and picked up a pumpkin spice iced coffee. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get a roll in here. I'm going to need another phone. Oh, no, I won't. I have the app here in my computer for all the miles and things this week to fill in. I think it was a total, I have to figure it out. So give me 1 second to get that. Okay, more. Pay status. Okay. So there's been some updates. Received 10/24, received 10/23, received 10/20. Okay. When was 10/20? Friday? Okay, so that would be it. So, okay, this will be the last one. So the loads were 678. So 678 and 86 empty. And then we had 271 and 0 miles empty. 288 and 102. 268 and 78. 484 and 65. And these are some really small trips. Okay, so luckily we do have enough room. That's going to be it. Now let's go ahead and total all those up and then get our final total. So my calculator is somewhere among the missing in my room. I had it, and then I thought my sister was just telling me about my calculator. But I don't know where. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's right. We put it up here when I did this room reorganization Saturday. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's total these up. So we're going to do 678 plus 86. That is 764. 271 and 0 is, of course, 271. 288 and 102. That's 390. And yes, some of these I can probably figure out in my head, but I am not taking the time. So I'm just going to punch them in here. 346. And then 484 plus 65. Oops, 484 plus 65 is 549. Okay, so now let's add them all together. 764 plus 271 plus 390 plus 346 plus 549 is 2320. So 2,320 miles total. Okay, and then the paycheck amount out of this was more than likely it's going to be, what would be 2320 miles. And then you're going to take that and you're going to times it by 62 cents a mile, which makes the check $13.92. And then you minus out about 13% for total taxes. You're left with about $13.70. That's not right. Hold on. $23.20 times 62 cents a mile. What? Times 62 cents a mile. $1,438 minus 13%. Okay, $1,251. So $1,250. We're just going to count it on $1,250. And then that is the Friday check. And then we have another one that's coming in on Wednesday. That has came in on Wednesday. And that's going to be $22.51. That's $35.01. So let me go ahead here and put in the total amount coming in. Man, it'd be so nice to keep all that. But bills got to be done. So tithe and givings. We would give them this other income, but it's really like not 100% income. It's kind of like, it's definitely income, but it's like, it's not really there to give. And we don't feel that we need to give out of that part of our income just because of the nature of the income. I'm not really going to get too much into detail, but we are going to give 10% out of the check. Check was, is going to probably be about $125. I don't know yet because it's not Friday yet. But I'm doing this ahead of time. So we're probably just going to give like 130, just round it up a little bit. So what did I say, $1,250? We'll probably just do like 125. If it's $1,250, if it's 12 like 53, we'll just, it doesn't really matter until it gets to like 6 or 1240 or 1260, then it changes. But we're just going to do probably 125. So we'll do tithe and offering. We'll do a church. A church tithe. How'd I put this in the previous weeks? I forget how I wrote this in. Okay, I just wrote the date. Okay, so church. $125. And it's going to be, I'm just going to pay it early today. Okay, because we're looking at the 25th. Today's Wednesday. So the one check for $22.51 just came in. So I'm just going to cover that early. That way it's taken care of. That's the first one that should be paid out of the check. Give to God first and give him 10%. And that's going to be today. So I'm just going to count this. I'll just put 1027. That way I don't get confused later. But really I'm going to pay that today on 1025. No other tithes and givings this week. Now we're going to get into some expenses. So let's go ahead and do that. So while I'm doing this, I am going to be taking out the money that we're doing. So 125. There's that first bill. Now the expenses this week, I am going to be doing my grandfather, of course. Allow for C, for Charles. And of course, he'll get his regular amount of $200 for weekly spendings and savings. And then my Haley will be getting $50. In previous weeks, Linda has gotten something, but she gets her own check, and it's been an increase. And there's just a lot of bills that we have to cover, so it's like she doesn't really need it, if you know what I mean. It's just extra money just to be thrown around, and that extra money is no longer here to throw around anymore, so that's getting blocked out and canceled, at least for this week, 100%. We'll see about the later on weeks, but for this week, it's just going to be canceled for that reason. And then we're going to do mine, which is going to be my normal, plus going to be an good bit extra to cover towards extra bills and things that I covered, groceries and different things. So, and that's going to be a total, instead of 180, it'll be 280. It's supposed to be 200, but there wasn't enough, but then I fixed it. So we got that done. So there's all of those. Let's minus those out with the calculator. Minus 200, minus 50, minus 280. We're now sitting at 2646, but don't worry, that'll be gone before we know it here as we get up here this bill section. The bill section is always a section that totally always gets messed up here. So description, the first thing, the most important thing, is going to be the mortgage. And that is going to a higher amount. Okay, now the reason for that is because we were on a payment thing that we were going to do, and that we were approved for like a different type of loan, and it took payment down to $1,473. But then they changed their mind. They were like, no, we don't want to do that. So it's like, yeah, thanks a lot. Now this takes all of our income, but God's still serving, God's still giving. We're going to give to God because God will give us in return, and that's not the only reason to give. That's for church. But just want to put that out there. God is going to continue to keep on serving. Okay, there's 906 left. Told you it's going to be gone before we know it. Then we have the BMW car payment, and that is $454. And then we're going to do uh-oh. Did I type something in wrong? $2,251 plus $1,250 minus $125 minus $250, $280, $1,740, $454. There we go. I was gonna say something's messed up there. Okay. So now we're going to continue at 652 left. I was gonna be like, what? Is there not enough money? Okay. Anyway, so we're doing the car insurance. And that's going to be the monthly payment of $450 for 3 people, 3 cars. And we're left with $202. And then next is PP&L Electric, and they are pulling out $200, a partial payment that I made last night, Tuesday night, which will automatically be deducted from the account very soon. And I'm going to go in here right now with you all. Did they pull out? They did not pull it out yet. And now I'm going to go in here and make the car payment with you guys. I figured why not just make it with y'all. So we'll log in there and make that payment. Account sign in. And I'll make that BMW payment right now. That's the best car we have in the house, so there's no way I'm going to miss that. Okay, pay online. And I'm going to follow these instructions to make my payment. Make it out of that account. Next step. Make it today. $454.18. Processing fee makes it $457, so that's okay though. I can cover that little $3 extra. And I have read pay $457.93. I'll go over here at the bank and I'll transfer that over to my checking. Make a transfer from regular checking to my checking. $454. Transfer. Okay. Looks like everything else is all covered here, and we're all good to go. So let's jump over to, so here there'll be $2 left. But at least everything's all paid. And everybody has their personal spendings and their savings. I'll look at next week. Next week, we're looking at kind of low mileage. So far, I don't know what we're doing, but I am happy to announce that if I had told you guys, oh my gosh, what a joke. What a joke. The next load is picking up in Bristol, Connecticut and coming to Mount Joy, PA. Come on, can't you get anything longer than that? Delivery 10/26, it's Thursday. This week's gonna suck. There'll only be one more run, and it'll probably only be like 200-300 miles. So I guess I'm just gonna make a little estimate on what I think is gonna end up happening. Let's see, this one was delivered when? It was this one, pick up 10/19, deliver 10/20. Okay, yeah, here's this one. So next week so far is 2:34 and 35. Another run, a load, whatever, 133 and 43. Then he just did this one of 377 and 77. And then this next one's going to be doing 266 and 129. So adding all those up, and then maybe adding, we'll see, 234 plus 35, 133 plus 43, 377 plus 77, 266 and 129. We're only at 1294 with that. And they'll probably be kind of like, I'm going to say 200 mile run. That's it. That is it, you guys. 1494. Oh my gosh. So next week's check, 926 before taxes. They'll probably only take, like, I would say 11.5% taxes, but that's still only a check of $819, and there's a lot to do next week. Oh, wow. That's what I was saying. This like, these little runs can't work, but there's happy news on the way, because he lost my grandfather didn't really lose the account, but, like, the company lost the account, which made my grandfather lose his account for his finances. And we're just like, what? So that was $1,373 every single week. And that would always come in. Everything could be paid just perfectly. And a lot of the weeks there would be leftover money, but it's never been like that anymore. So like look at this week. Are you kidding? That's it. So, and it's already in Mount Joy, PA. Where in the world is he even going to deliver? So it's like, oh, gee, I don't know. Anyway, that's what we're looking on for next week. Let's jump over to my personal finances where things get sweet. Okay, so my budget binder amount. Now, if you guys remember from the week before, not just last week, but the week before that, we had $700 in there, you guys. Unfortunately, birthday gifts came up. I had to buy birthday gifts, and I had to buy expensive at the store. Then we were changing my oil, and we dropped a part and broke my oil filter, gasket, cover cap, whatever. So I had to go spend $33 to replace that. Could have got it way cheaper on Amazon, but I couldn't wait. I had to go to AutoZone. So that was $33. So a lot of stuff I had to buy out of here, and that left us with $440 in my budget binder. Okay, so let's go ahead and just count this, though, in case I did use some more out of here. I'm hoping I didn't, because I already planned to have $450. So we have a $50 bill. I'm going to hold that. We have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80. That's a 300. 20, 40, 60, 80, 400. And our 50. 450. And then I just went to the bank this morning and I did pull out an extra 10 from the bank. Trying to work on stuffing my bank, but I wanted to even this out because just having it at 440 really, I know that's an even number, but I need like a 450, 500, 550, 600, something like that, you know, the 50s and 100s. So now we have here 450. So we're going to update this amount here in the budget binder. It's 10. I'm going to put 27. Again, that way I don't get confused. And we added 10. That left me with 450. My dog is snoring like crazy. If you guys can hear my dog snoring, it's hilarious. Okay, so let's put that all back into my budget binder here. I gotta make me a new budget sheet. These are too thick. So I always have to end up like slimming them down, and I did this one back in July, but I've been using it ever since. But if I don't touch this money for a while, which I don't plan on touching this money for quite some time, then I shouldn't have to replace this budget sheet for quite some time. Plus I have the whole back, but I just don't know how well it will be using the back of this. I hate 10s. They're just so flimsy compared to like a 50. The 50s are always just so nice. I guess because they don't go around too much. 10s are popular to go around, but now 20s are getting that way too because of just the economy. So soon 50s will be like that. So our budget binder amount, let me brighten up the screen for you guys. Hard to see. Is $450. Now my coin jar bills. I got my coin jar here. I've been saving ones in here for quite some time. Let's check out how much is in here. I'm pretty sure I didn't spend any of these, and I just crinkled some. Oh my goodness, they're all over the place. Okay, so these are all my ones. Like I said, I don't think I spent any of these, but I am going to check. Because I know how I am. I just like grab out money to go spend somewhere that I need in like a second, and I don't like take time to like write it down or think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There was 10 there. There was 2 there. So 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3. So there's $43. So that did not change. But I did forget to write down that I did deposit $3 in here. So let's write that down. Okay, so 10, 27 plus $3 is $43. Okay. And don't worry, that was up there, but it was not that high. It was like that high, but it wasn't all ones. I did not have no 100 ones. But I encourage everybody to start doing this. I never thought I would get anywhere with doing this $1 saving challenge, but every time I got ones, and there was even many times where I didn't have ones, I just kept the ones and I spent them back. This has saved to $43, and I mean, I don't even use cash that often. So if you guys are a cash user and y'all want to save some extra change, by the end of the year, I mean, if you put in here $1 a day, by the end of the year, you got $365. So definitely save up, people. That's definitely a good idea. I thought it was stupid at the beginning, but I was like, you know, looking back at it, it's not. I mean, $43, and I don't even shop that often and get like spending cash. So, Cash App card. Oh, I forgot I even had that card. I haven't even used it. I believe I have $20 on that card. And my bank account right now, let me check that out real quick. Okay. There's currently $756 in there, so take out the car payment of $457. I'll have $299. So $299, cash and wallet, none. And now my total, we have $450 plus 43 plus 20 plus $299. I currently have $812. And I want to save that. I don't know about next week with that small, tiny, tiny, tiny little check. I don't know how well it's going to go. So next week's looking awful rough. Next week, awful rough, save. And I know for a fact that coming up upon November 1st, or whatever November is, what's the first check in November? The November 3rd, November 10th, November 17th, and November 24th. I know for all these days right in here, this week, it's a question mark, if even anything. 11/10, there should be, it's going to definitely be 200. And same with this week, it's definitely going to be 200. And this week, it's definitely going to be 200, as long as he gets back on, since they got that account back. So, there we go. So, excuse me. I can feel the sneeze coming on. That is it for the personal spendings and savings. And that is it for this weekly budget of $10.27 for the regular check. And that's it. So now what we're going to do with these, I have to print out some new ones for next month. I'm going to pull out all these pieces of paper. And what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to grab my little stapler that's in my drawer in here. And I'm going to get these all flush. And I'll show you guys what we're going to do with these. We're going to staple them. Just like that. And then I am going to take a little piece of one of these little things. I'm going to choose the green. And I'm just going to put up here at the top, right in here. Oops. Stuck on my finger. Just like that. And I'm going to write right on the front of here in a nice big thick Sharpie, archive. Archive. And that is it for these. These are going to go in the back of here as an archive page. And I think I might print out a little page that says archives, like on the front of it. That way I know everything behind the front page is all archives. I might move these into like a folder or something later. But we'll see. I have to get online though, onto Canva and print these off. If you guys do want to use these for some reason, the miles might be kind of dumb for you. But I mean, maybe you could use it for gas or something, or just like blot it out and don't even use it. But you can find them online on my Google form. Down below in every single video is my link tree. If you guys go onto my link tree at the bottom of this video and every other single video, you can find my link tree document. And on my link tree, I'll bring up my phone actually and I'll show you guys. So this little thing's in the way. I hope you guys don't mind this is in the way, but if you go onto my link tree, you will find there we go. You will find my link tree and you will find all of my little social media platforms, and then you will find this right here. Right here is an older weekly finance organizer, but right here is budgeting utensils on my Google Drive. If you go on here and you click Minimalist Plant Weekly Budget Sheet, PNG, and you double click it, it will open up that weekly budget sheet. If you click on my personal spendings and savings, it'll load up my personal spending and savings. And if you want to load up this one here, is this one a colorful weekly budget planner? You have your income, and then you have your fixed expenses, variable expenses, and then your income, fixed expenses, variable, final balance, total balance. You'll type in your total income minus your fixed, minus your variable, and then equal your final balance, then put in your total balance. of whatever, like final balance can mean like the rest out of this check is $562, but then I have $300 in cash. So I have $862. I like this one. I might start using it again. It's very colorful, but it's hard to print off. I mean, it's not hard, but it just uses a whole bunch of ink. But those are on my Google Drive along with some other stuff for you guys that you can easily grab. I don't know what else is on my Google Drive, but anyway. But that's there, and then you can add me on many different places, and that's just my link tree. I figured I would just mention that in case you wanted to get these budget sheets. They are great to grab and to use. And I just figured I would definitely let you guys know that they are out there if you want them. So with that being said, that's it for today's budgeting video. Thank you all for tuning in for our day early Thursday finance plan. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.